Hi, welcome to this tutorial on how to use the Suitability Mapper tool, a key interactive application of the Mekong Infrastructure Tracker. You can find the Suitability Mapper and other tools on the Mekong Infrastructure Tracker project page on the Stimson Center's website. You can move around the map by clicking and dragging your mouse in any direction. You may zoom in and out by using the mouse wheel or left-clicking twice on the map, and display pop-up information boxes for projects by clicking on them. Functions within the tool are separated into two sections, the map functions and the suitability modeling widgets on the left-hand side. The controls in the map mostly affect what you are viewing. The first widget is the zoom slider. You can use this to zoom in and out of the view. The second widget is the home function and returns you to the original view when you open the tool. The third widget displays active layers on the map which can be toggled on and off. The fourth widget is the map legend for active layers, including ones created through the suitability models. And finally, the fifth widget is a searching tool you can use to pan to a specific. The last widget in the map is a data filter for project datasets. You can toggle filters on and off and select certain parameters to filter the dataset by. Finally, we have our suitability modeling tools on the left-hand side. At the time of launch, there are three types of models to choose from: a general modeler with all of the data layers included, an environmental modeler, and a renewable energy. There are three general steps to follow in using these models. First, you select your layers. Then, you design the model. And finally, you have the option to generate summary charts. You begin by selecting layers of interest. You do so by selecting one of the models, which expands the tool and lists all of the available layers. You can select up to 15 layers per model. As you can see, the name of each layer is listed out, but if you wanted to learn more about each layer, you can click on the globe icon to preview the data layer on the map, or click on the information tooltip, which redirects you to the layer page. Finally, you can adjust the transparency of a previewed layer using the transparency slider tool. Next, you build out the model's parameters based on your preferences. You will need to set the importance of each layer in the model and assign categorical values for each layer. A layer's importance or influence in the model is set by percentages with a total value of 100% between all of your layers. For example, on this model, I have assigned 40% to distance to water, 30% to elevation, and 30% to land cover. The total value at the bottom will indicate the sum of your values. Categorical values are assigned by expanding each layer and setting each class according to your preference. These values are listed from 0 to 9, with 0 being the least valued and 9 the most. In this example, I value being further away from water than being near water and adjust accordingly. As the values for each layer are defaults, you must assign values before running a model that suits your preference. Before running the process, you may set a color scheme for your model by selecting one of the options displayed. Once you've designed your model, you click Run and the tool will generate a suitability map layer. Processing time may vary depending on how complicated or large your model is. A new layer will appear on your map once the model has finished processing. Opening the Legend widget shows you what the colors represent. In this example, red is more suitable than green. The third component in the modeling tool lets you create charts of summarized information drawn from areas of interest. You can draw your own shape or select infrastructure projects from our geodatabases. Multiple shapes may be used as well. When you're finished drawing, you may reset the chart by clearing the shapes. When you're finished with the model, you may return to the Model tab and readjust your preferences or reset the entire process by clearing your layers. Now, let's create a model using this tool. In this example, I may be a project developer interested in regions best suited for solar power project development, who's also concerned with mitigating negative environmental and social impacts. I can use the Renewable Energy Suitability Modeler to create a map layer to assist decision makers in identifying these regions. To start, I select the Renewable Energy Suitability Modeler and select my layers. I will keep this model simple and select 4 layers: land cover, population density, solar PV power potential, and species richness and rarity. To learn more about these layers, I can also click on the globe icon to preview the layers, or I can read more about the data by clicking on the tooltip icon, which opens the layer page on a new browser tab. Moving on, I can now design the model and set layer importance and categorical values. As a project developer, I may value power potential the most, and avoiding, in order of importance, areas of high species richness and rarity, certain land cover types, and densely populated areas. As mentioned earlier, the cumulative importance of all of the layers must equal 100%. Next, I will expand each layer and adjust their categorical values. For example, under the PV power potential layer, I value very high power potential over very low. So I will set the higher output with a value of 9 and incrementally lower the values as I go down in power potential. I will repeat this process for the other layers according to my preferences. Finally, I may set the model's layer to another color scheme, but for now, I will leave it as the default for this run. Once the model has finished processing, a new map layer will be added onto the map. I can turn off the infrastructure datasets through the layer widget to see the layer clearly. Based on our color scheme, I know that red is most suitable and green is the least, but if I don't remember, I can simply open the legend widget. Finally, I will create charts to summarize information for certain regions. For example, I noticed the region northeast of the Tonle Sap in Cambodia appears to be one of the most suitable areas in the region based on our preferences and the data we chose. I can draw a polygon in this area that shows how suitable this region is for solar power development in accordance with maintaining strong ESG standards. The Suitability Mapper provides a powerful method to visualize and analyze data to support decision makers and stakeholders in measuring sustainability, impact, and risk for project development and finance. We are excited to introduce this tool in forming a multifaceted approach to policy and decision making in the infrastructure sector for the greater Mekong subregion. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to visit the Mekong Infrastructure Tracker page on the Stimson Center's website, where you will find additional tutorials and an FAQ page. You may also reach out to the tool support team at mekongtracker@stimson.org.